Hey there, class. Mr. Pusky here. Hope you're having a good day so far. We're continuing with Chapter 5, which is different types of forms of linear equations. So our name of our lesson today, we're doing 5.2, is writing linear equations given the slope and a point. Our central question is, how do we write linear equations given the slope and a point? So we have a warm-up which says, write an equation for the line in the graph provided. Find your m and your b is the hint. Okay, so you're going to find your m and your b and write an equation in y equals mx plus b form. Go ahead and give it a try. All right, welcome back. So we need to find 2 points on the line. We need to find our b, which is on the x or the y-axis. It's on the y-axis. I'm going to draw a point right here where it crosses the y-axis, and I'm going to draw it by another point that crosses at a corner. I'm going to pick this point right here. So we need to find m. And we need to find b. Well, let's find m. So to go from the left point to the right point, are we going to go up or are we going to go down? We're going to go down. We're going to go down 1, 2, 3. We're going to go over 1. So it's negative 3 over 1, right? It's rise over run. We can reduce that to just what? Just negative 3. And what's our b? Where's it across the y-axis? Well, it crosses at 3. So our y equals mx plus b is going to be y equals m is negative 3, so we have negative 3x, plus our b, which is 3. And there's our equation. All right, very good. So let's get into this. Let's change our color here. A reminder, it says slope-intercept form of a line is what? What's the equation? Well, we talked about earlier, it's going to be y equals mx plus b. Very important equation for this chapter, slope-intercept form. And it's literally called it because it has a slope and it has a y-intercept. Okay? All right. For the example, it says, find an equation of the line that passes through the points and has the given slope. Write the equation in slope-intercept form. So last, for 5.1, we were finding the equation given the slope and the y-intercept. This time we need to find we're given the slope, but we need to find the y-intercept. We're not given the y-intercept, we're given another point that's on the line, right? So we're given the slope, we need to find the y-intercept before we can write an equation in slope-intercept form. Okay? So, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of solve for b, okay? So we have a point, we have 6, negative 4, and m equals 5. So we have y equals, first step is to just write it with the slope that we're given. So we're given y equals 5x plus b. All right, because that's our slope is 5. We need to solve for b. So how do we solve for b? Well, we know that 6, 4 is a point that's on the line. We're going to call that our x and our y, because any point on a line is going to have the coordinates x and y, right? So we're going to plug these in. We're going to solve for b by plugging these in. So what's our y value going to be? Well, y is negative 4. And then we got 5 as our slope. What's our x value? 6 plus b. Okay. So now we can solve for b. We got to simplify and get b by itself. So what's 5 times 6 going to be? We need to get that by itself here. It's going to be 30 plus b. Now how do I solve for b? How do I get rid of that 30? Well, I subtract 30 from both sides. So we get negative 34 equals b. So our final equation, we're going to take our slope, which was 5. So we got y equals 5x. And then our b is negative 34. We can do minus 34. And there we go. Okay, so if we're given, before we were given the m and our b, which is really easy to write. Now we're taking it one step further, a little bit more challenging. We're given a point on the lines, we need to solve for b, okay? So you take that point, you take what the x and y is equal to, you plug it in, and you get b by itself by simplifying and solving. All right, moving on. We got a few examples here. Let's see which ones I want you to try on your own. Why don't we... I don't know, these are all kind of tricky. All right, if you want to try pause these and give them a try on your own, you can. Otherwise, I feel like they're a little bit challenging, so we'll go through them together no matter what. All right, let's try number 2. Number 2, we have negative 10, 6 is the point that's on the line, and our slope of the line that we're looking for is 1/2. Well, we're going to take the slope, we're going to plug into y equals mx plus b, so we're going to have y equals 1/2 x plus b. Okay? And we're going to label our negative 10, 6 what? We're going to label that x and y. And we're going to literally plug into the equation and get b by itself. So y is equal to 6 equals 1/2 of x is negative 10 plus b. Okay, now we need to get b by itself, so we need to get rid of that 1/2 times negative 10. What is half of negative 10? Well, that's going to be negative 5 plus b. Now, how do I get b by itself? How do I get rid of that negative 5? Well, I'm going to add 5 to both sides. So we get 6 plus 5 is 11. So 11 equals b, but do not, okay, this is a very important thing here. People stop with 11 equals b. They think, oh, I'm done. We're not just solving for m or solving for b. We're writing an equation in slope-intercept form. So the final answer is not going to be 11 equals b. That's an important part of it, but our final answer is going to be y equals, our slope is 1/2 x plus 11. That is your final answer, okay? So be very careful. It's not just solving for b. It's not just solving for m. It's writing an equation in slope-intercept form with your m and your b. All right, number 3, we have -6, -8, and we have m equals 0. Okay, well, something about this is kind of, jarring something in my memory here. A slope of 0 is what kind of line? And is that Hoy or is that Bucks? That is Hoy. And 0 equals the slope is going to be a horizontal line. And it's going to be y equals a number. It's going to be the equation. It's going to be y equals, what's the y coordinate of, or what's the y value in this point here? The -6 or the -8? It's going to be -8. So after we do all our work here, if you just see that it's m equals 0 or m equals undefined, it's automatically going to be, for this one, it's going to be y equals -8 because it's a 0 slope. If it were undefined, it would be automatically x equals -6 because that's a horizontal and a vertical line. Okay, so you don't need to do any work here, but I'm going to show you. We're going to come back to this in a second. It kind of saves you some time and effort by knowing that Hoy-Buck stuff, okay? So for this one, we're going to do y equals 0x plus b. That's our slope. We're going to call this our x and our y. So we got y is going to be -8 equals 0 times -6 plus b. Well, what is 0 times -6 going to be? That's going to be 0 plus b. And 0 cancels out, right? So we get -8 equals b. So we get, for our final answer, well, not our final answer, we get y equals 0x minus 8, or our final answer is, yeah, we just saved a whole bunch of time, but we skipped like 5 steps there by just writing y equals -8 automatically, okay? So yeah, so if it's a 0 slope, it's automatically y equals the y coordinate. If it's a undefined slope, it's automatically x equals the x coordinate. That's all you have to do. If you can figure that out, you're going to save yourself some time and energy, and you can just, hang out and move on to the next thing, basically. But there's nothing wrong with doing it this way, too. Okay, I'm just trying to show you a shortcut. All right, number 4, x-intercept equals -5, and our m is 2/3. It says this information gives you an ordered pair of what? What is the ordered pair for an x-intercept of -5? Is that -5, 0, or 0, -5? That is -5, 0 is going to be the point we're going to use here. So this is going to be our x and our y. We're going to plug into the equation. So we're going to have y equals 2/3 x plus b. We're going to plug in y is 0. So we get 0 equals 2/3 times -5 plus b. Now I'm a little confused here. Excuse me. I have 2/3 times -5. Does that multiply nicely or reduce? It doesn't. So I'm just going to multiply straight across the top, which is -10, and then 3 times 1 on the bottom is going to be 3. So we get -10/3 plus b. How do I get b by itself? How do I get rid of that subtracting 10/3? Well, I'm going to add 10/3. Fractions are tricky, but they don't, change the rules of math just because they're weird numbers, all right? We're still going to add 10/3 to both sides. So then we get 10/3 equals b. So our final answer, now we've got to write it out with our m and our b, is going to be y equals 2/3 x plus 10/3. It is possible to have a weird fraction slope and a weird fraction or decimal intercept. Every graph doesn't always cross at a, perfect integer like 1 or -5 or 10 or something. It is possible to cross at a decimal like this or a fraction, okay? All right, last concept for today, and then we will be done with this lesson. All right, it says write an equation of the line that is parallel to the given line and passes through the given points. So we have the equation for number 1, y equals 2x minus 4, and we're trying to pass through the point of -3, 5. Okay, so there's something we need to think back to chapter 4, I believe is what we did this. Parallel lines have what kind of information? What do we know about parallel lines? Well, it says in the blank here, parallel lines have the what kind of slope? They have the same exact slope. So this information tells you, if you have parallel lines, it talks about the slope of the line. Okay? So if we're looking for the line that's parallel to the given line, then we need to pick the slope we're going to use is going to be the same exact slope as the equation that was given. Okay? So in the box over here, it says the slope of this line over here, we have y equals 2x minus 4. What's the slope of that line? Is it 2 or negative 4? It is 2. And that means the slope of the line we're going to use is going to be also be 2 because we want parallel lines. But here's where people goof this up, and I see it every single year, and I'm telling you right now how to avoid it, okay? If you're looking for the line that's parallel to the given line and passes through the given point, what I would like you to do is circle the slope. We're only going to use the slope, and I want you to cross off the b. We do not use the b from the original equation that they give us. We're only going to use the slope, which is our m, and we're going to use this for our x and our y. And we're going to solve for b. Okay? So when you're looking for the line that's parallel to the given line, you're not going to have that negative 4 anywhere. You know, unless you solve for it and you get b equals negative 4 or something. You're only going to circle the 2, that is, the slope, and you're going to cross off the y-intercept because we don't want to use the y-intercept from the other line. We're going to have a different y-intercept for the new line. We don't know what it is, but it's not going to be negative 4 because that would be the same line, basically. Okay? So like I said down here in the blanks, forget the y-intercept of the original equation. When you do this, we only want the slope. That's what I was talking about here, right? So let's get into this now. So we're going to do y equals, our slope is 2, so we're going to do y equals 2x plus b. Let me fix that. Okay, we're going to do y equals 2x plus b because we only want the line that's parallel to the 2x minus 4, which is going to be 2. And then we're going to plug that stuff in for x and y. So y was 5 from up here. So we have 5 equals 2 times negative 3 plus b. So 5 equals 2 times negative 3 is negative 6 plus b. How do we solve for b now? We're going to add 6. 11 equals b. So our equation is, you see our new equation was not 2x minus 4. It's going to be y equals, our slope is 2 still, 2x plus 11. Okay? So people goof up when they're right here. They go y equals 2x minus 4. And then they try to plug in x and y, and you're going to get something weird that's not going to work. Okay? So when you're solving this, only take the slope and get rid of the y-intercept. We're not going to worry about the y-intercept from the original equation. Okay? Why don't you guys see if you can try numbers 2 and 3 on your own, and we'll go through them in a second. All right, number 2, we have y equals 2x plus 3. We're going to take the slope from that original equation, which is negative 2, and we're going to cross out the plus 3. We're not going to use the plus 3. So we're going to write our equation is going to be something like y equals negative 2x plus b. The negative 1 and negative 3 is the point that's going to cross through. Okay, so we're finding a parallel line that goes through the given point. So this is going to be our x and our y. So now we're going to solve for b. We're solving for the y-intercept. So we're going to have negative 3 equals negative 2 times negative 1 plus b. Negative 3 equals negative 2 times negative 1 is 2 plus b. Subtract 2. Negative 5 equals b. So our equation is going to be y equals negative 2x minus 5. Okay, so this equation, what we're finding here, let me make that more clear what we're looking for here. Before we're just looking for the y-intercept, and we're writing an equation in slope-intercept form, given a point on the line that's not b. This time, we don't even know what the original, we know the slope because it's a parallel line. We're looking for the equation of the line that's parallel to the line that's given, which is 2x plus 3 for down here. And we're looking for that it goes through the given point. So we know the slope because their parallel lines have the same slope, but we do not know what the b is. We have to solve for b basically, and that's kind of what we're doing here. All right, number 3. Y equals negative 1/4 x plus 5 is the line we're going through. We want to go through 4, 0, and we're going to find our b and write an equation. So we're going to circle the slope we want is negative 1/4. We're going to cross off the plus 5 because we do not want that slope because it is not that y-intercept that is. So negative 1/4 x plus b, not 5. We're going to plug this in for x and y. We got 4, 0, so we're going to have y is 0 equals negative 1/4 times 4 plus b. What is negative 1/4 of 4? Well, that's going to be negative 1 plus b. How do we solve for b now? Add 1. 1 equals b. So the equation of the line that goes through y equals negative 1/4 x plus 5 that's parallel to that line and goes through 4, 0 is kind of cool, is y equals negative 1/4 x plus 1. That's the equation of the line that's parallel to that given line that goes through the point 4, 0. And using some algebra, we're able to find the y-intercept and figure out what the equation of the line is going to be. And that should be it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and we will talk soon.